Hi, this is Lanier Smith from Sense Memory. Tonight we're going to be making a French 75 cocktail. Now I've made this cocktail before, and the time before I made it the way it was created during World War I, and that was with cognac. But tonight we're going to be doing it the way they made it at the beautiful and very exciting 1920s and 30s New York hotspot of the Store Club. You start off with 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, then you add a full ounce of gin to make this very special. That's the difference, a gin instead of the cognac. Then you add a 1/4 ounce or a 1/2 ounce of Cointreau. Which gives it that orangey flavor. There you go. Then you mix that all up in a cocktail shaker with ice till it's really, really, really cold. You can feel the outside of the cocktail shaker get really cold in your hand. Once it's almost impossible to hold, then it's ready to pour into your champagne flute. And once you have that into your champagne flute, then you add the pièce de résistance, which is champagne. And here we have it right here. And there you have the French 75, which is a delicious, wonderful drink. And you can garnish it with an orange or a lemon. So here we go for another review that happens to have something to do with France as well. Cheers. Oh, that's so refreshing. So here we have our French 75. I'm going to add my garnish, which is a lemon peel, to make it perfect. That's so good. So as you can see, tonight I'm going to be reviewing Bois d'Argent, which is a beautiful fragrance from the house of Christian Dior, from the Privee line. Now, the interesting thing about this perfume is that when I first tried it, about, 2 years ago, when the new Christian Dior boutique opened up in Neiman Marcus here in San Francisco, I was, of course, introduced to all of the line of the Privee, and I was bowled over, of course, by Mitza, which is a real glamorous, beautiful, bold, amber fragrance, just gorgeous. And Ambre Nuit. Those two were really special. I really loved the Patchouli Imperial and the, what was it called? I have it right here in my hand. Leather Oud. I love that leather oud, that wonderful smoky kind of, it reminded me of a Southern California forest fire in the summer at night. It's just really beautiful. But tonight we're discussing the beautiful Bois d'Argent. Now, as I said, I was introduced to it a long time ago and was not too impressed with it. I got a sample and I wore it, but I just didn't get what everyone else got about it. What everyone else was so impressed, so it became a fanboy favorite here on YouTube, and people just really fell for it, and it just never worked on me until I took my little sample with me to Mexico. This was about a year ago, last November, I think it was, And I went down to a beautiful little, wonderful place in Mexico, just 40 miles north of Puerto Vallarta, called San Pancho. And it was a sleepy little town. It was November, but it was still really hot. And I took this fragrance with me, the Bois d'Argent, and I put it on that first morning before I went out, and it bloomed, it blossomed, it came alive in the heat. And I discovered, yes, this is a perfume that I love. And the thing, living in San Francisco, that a lot of us here don't get is when you talk about summer fragrances, winter fragrances, fall fragrances, because in our particular part of the world, we have a very average mean temperature between 55 and 65 most of the time of the year. It never goes much above that or much below. Occasionally in the spring we'll get up into the 80s like we did yesterday. And occasionally it'll go below 55, but pretty much that's it. So everything feels about springy to us here in San Francisco. And all fragrances work all the year round. So I needed to go to a tropical place and discover that, yes, there are fragrances that do work in the summer and not in the winter. So what is it that is so special about this fragrance? Well, Bois d'Argent, which translates to silver woods in French, was created in 2004 by Annick Menardo. Now, Annick Menardo has made a ton of fragrances, some beautiful, beautiful things, including Bulgari's Black, and well, just a whole slew of them. Look them up. I mean, she has really just made some masterpieces. It's a woody chypre, and it was one of the 3 original fragrances created at the beginning by the Privee line, and that also included Eau Noire and Cologne Blanche. The main accords for this fragrance are woody, balsamic, powdery, floral, honey, and sweet. The top notes are cypress, iris, and juniper berries. And it opens with these juniper berries that are just really, really wonderful. It has this kind of feeling of like the south of France with the juniper berries and the cypresses, and you can smell this iris coming up. It's like the south of France in spring. It's just when it's beginning to get warm and the trees are beginning to give off this wonderful, wonderful fragrance. That's about the only way I can describe the opening. Then in the middle you have this great patchouli mixed in with a beautiful myrrh. Now, patchouli and myrrh are just magical in this fragrance. They really do. If you like patchouli, this is an excellent, excellent choice. And at the base is honey, leather, amber, musk, vanilla, woodsy notes, and resin. Now, I'm not a big fan of honey. Very few times do I like honey in a fragrance. I mean, I'm known for my scathing review of Bill Blass's Basic Black, that is a honey-based perfume, and you can read. I'll put a link down to that. You can read about that if you'd like to. But honey doesn't work for me usually, and only 2 cases in my life have I found honey that I really loved, and one of them is in this, and in this Bois d'Argent, and the other one is in a Chanel exclusive that is known as Beige, which I will be doing a review of later. But here, the honey works beautifully, and it's warmed up with this wonderful rich leather, and then amber comes in. It's just right, just perfect. Now, this fragrance is for men and for women, and everyone who wears it just will really enjoy it, I think, and people around you will really enjoy it. It's something that gets a lot of compliments. It's good for almost any occasion, in my estimation, and I would wear it from, going to the movies to going to the opera. It's just that versatile, and it has a great sillage, and it lasts on my skin. Well, I put this on at 6 in the morning, and I can still smell this wonderful, wonderful dry down of the leather and the honey and the amber. It really is a magnificent scent. So that's my feeling about Bois d'Argent and how I came to discover that it's a fragrance that I didn't think I liked because everyone else told me I should, but I certainly fell in love with it, and now I wear it. So this is Lanners Smith from Sense Memory saying, remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like. I couldn't end this video without giving away a little movie magic. I don't have a full bottle. All I have is my little bitty sample.